All right, so the Rangers win 6-5 over the San Jose Sharks. And I know that people are going to be annoyed with it and people get annoyed when I'm not happy when the team wins. It's not that I'm not happy that they won. Let's make that clear. I'm very happy that they got 2 points, but I'm very disgusted with the way that the Rangers played this game. I'm very disgusted, to be completely honest. The fact that they allowed the San Jose Sharks to make the game that close, the fact that the San Jose Sharks had more high danger chances than the Rangers, inexcusable. Inexcusable. And I don't even know where to start or what else to say, because that was a piss poor defensive effort. Piss poor. I don't understand what's going on with certain guys, like on the blue line. On the blue line, even then, sure, the forwards need the help, and there needs to be better play from and back checking help from the forwards. But there's a lot of guys that have been playing very bad, like inexcusably bad on the blue line. Ryan Lindgren in particular, not happy with his play at all. He was horrendous tonight. Adam Fox, I know he's coming back from an injury, looked horrendous tonight. Way too many problems. Way too many problems. If you look at the charts, it all backs it up too of how they were defensively. Keandre Miller, not good defensively. Jacob Trouba, not good defensively. The only guy that was a positive the only pair that was positive defensively, and I agree with it because it felt like they were the best pair, was Gustafsson and Schneider. The other two D pairs, horrendous. But let's not act like the forwards were any help at all in this game. They were not. They were not. And I'm just disappointed with the way that they played defensively. I really am. And you could say what you want, like I said before. You could say that I'm being negative. It's the truth that playing defensively this way is not a recipe for winning hockey games. And we're now talking about how many games now? How many games are we talking about now? Like 8 of the last 9? 9 of the last 10 that they have not been good in their own end? That's problematic. Very problematic. You need to whoop the Sharks. The Sharks are a team you need to spank. This should not have been a contest. There is not one thing the Sharks did out there that impressed me tonight. There isn't. Mackenzie Blackwood, sure, he was impressive. He made some saves, but I was not impressed at all with anything the Sharks did in this game. Sorry, it's the truth. Anthony Duclair had some nice flashes, but come on. Are we going to sit here and act like the Sharks clogged the neutral zone well? Are we going to sit here and act like the Sharks toyed with the Rangers? No. This was purely the Rangers playing poor defensively. Sorry, I don't give the Sharks credit when you have Barabanov wide open at the doorstep to tap one in. I'm sorry, you don't get a standing O for that in my books. Now, yeah, the Rangers, sure, you could say a lot of their goals came because the Sharks are piss poor defensively, but the Rangers are in a completely different class than the Sharks. And they were still doing things that were impressive offensively. Offensively, the Rangers looked dominant at points in this game. In the third period, they didn't really do anything. But for a good amount of this game, the first and especially the second period, 10 high danger chances at even strength for the Rangers. They were not messing around. They were toying with the Sharks. The Sharks are not a good team, and they were toying with them. But in their own end, I'm very annoyed with the way that the defensive effort has been lately. Very annoyed. And I don't know. Like, I don't know how to feel. Again, I'm happy that they got 2 points. I'm happy the offense looks good. But where the hell is the defensive play? Where? It's been a problem. It was a problem against San Jose tonight. Problem against Nashville. Problem against Detroit. Problem against Buffalo. Problem against Boston. Problem against Pittsburgh. Problem against Dallas. Problem against New Jersey. Problem against Columbus. Nine of their last 10, they've had struggles in their own end. So, and no, I'm not going to stop complaining. I could rightfully so complain because the defensive effort's not good enough. Sorry, if you don't want to hear it, you could click off. I'm sorry. I'm not having it today. Hearing that. I'm sorry. I'm not hearing that out today because it's problematic. It's problematic. And they relied way too much on their offense producing. And again, good on their offense for doing it. But the defense. Before we jump further into everything, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications so you know I upload or go live next. I'm sure people are not going to like this stream because, again, I'm not going to be here to be all acting like this is sunshine and rainbows. Like, I'm not here for that today. I'm really not. The Sharks opened the scoring early. They opened the scoring early as Anthony declared, because you put your arms up, of course, that he was the one to score. The second line was out there toying with San Jose. Burrows, though, good outlet pass to Duclair. Somehow ends up behind Trouba and Miller for a breakaway, and then he undresses Jonathan Quick for that goal, 1-0. Don't understand how he's able to get past those two. But, again, it was a theme tonight, unfortunately. VC gets clipped by McDonald. That's a high sticking penalty. Granlund with a shorthanded chance. That got stopped by VC. The power play comes to an end. Not good enough there, but thankfully the Rangers get another power play as Eklund goes off for interference. Kreider gets stopped by a deflection. Trocheck then gets stopped, and then the Rangers move the puck really well here. And they did a good job here drawing the defenders to create traffic in front of Mackenzie Blackwood. And Artemi Panarin fires one on goal, and it goes in. I don't know if it went off of a San Jose Shark, but it goes in. Tied game at 1. Zibanejad and Fox with the assist on that. Quick then with a good stop on Carpenter coming the other way as San Jose started to put the pressure on. Brzezinski has a nice play on Addison, and then another former Ranger scores as it's 2-1. The Rangers continue to allow pressure, and Carpenter with a shot from the slot. Miller tries to block it, ends up screening Quick. Quick probably should save that one. Not a good one to let up, even though Miller was screening him and probably needs to get a stick on that. But regardless, it's 2-1. Rangers would tie it, though, at 2 very shortly after. Trocheck, great carry through the neutral zone, gives it to Lafreniere, ends up in the corner. Trocheck tries to wrap it around, and that doesn't go, but Panarin buries the rebound. That ties the game up at 2. Then Fox has to break up a small 2-on-1 coming the other way afterwards as Lindgren got beat by Duclair in the neutral zone. Ryan Lindgren, again, did not have a good game. Great passing, though, all around on this upcoming one. Great passing all around. And Johnny Brzezinski, who needs to stay in the lineup when Hedl comes back, ends up getting a pass. That gets to Kreider, and then Kreider from behind the net sets up Mika Zibanejad, who scores a goal. That makes it 3-2. So, yeah, great work there by the Rangers. And again, there's not a single chance anyone could argue to me Blake Wheeler or Barclay Goodrow deserve to be in the lineup over my guy Johnny Broadway when the lineup starts to get healthy. Because Johnny Broadway he already has more points than Kakko does on the year. He's already nearing the territory Wheeler was on the year. So it's crazy that we're talking about that, and it's crazy that we're here with that, but I'm here for it. I'm here for Johnny Broadway success, as he has just looked outstanding. If there's one guy that you could really look at that had a good night, there's a couple guys, but he's one of them. He's one of them for sure. Mika hits the post on a one-timer chance with the wide open cage after Carpenter went off for a holding, but the penalty gets killed off and the period comes to a close. Thought it was an okay first period. Thought it was okay. Again, defensively, not good. They were not good in the first period defensively at all. Offensively, very good. They 5 high danger chances on each side in terms of the play at even strength. Rangers had 8 in total at all situations. San Jose had 6, but at 5v5, it was 5 apiece. The Rangers allowed too many quality chances, way too many quality chances in that first period. But again, love what I saw in the first period. The only complaint that I had with the offense in the first period, I felt they could have been a little bit quicker. And just going through the neutral zone, I felt they could have been a bit quicker, which good on them. They addressed in the second period. Panarin to Lafreniere to Trocheck right out of the gate. And then that got denied there. Terrible coverage by Lindgren and Fox as Duclair splits the D on this play. Granlund has to get robbed by Jonathan Quick. Great save by him. Rangers come the other way. Fox tries to bury one himself. He couldn't. And Blackwood has to make some more saves. Mika goes off for a tripping penalty. This was a horrendous call. The officiating was horrendous in this game in general. Lindgren with a great block on Eklund. Miller with a high pass to Bonino. And he couldn't get a good enough shot off. He got tripped there twice in the same sequence. They don't call anything, but tied at 3. Fox gets the puck up. Benning misplays it. Lafreniere gets hooked on the play from behind, and it is a penalty shot for him. Unfortunately, he gets denied. I thought he was going to go to that backhand move. I was ready for a highlight reel goal from him. Unfortunately, we didn't get it, but the Rangers get the offense going a bit. Coley goes off for goalie interference. Ferraro pushes him in, and they call goalie interference. Don't know what to say to that. Don't know what to say to that. But Duclair hits the crossbar as the penalty ends. Rangers score after that, though. Great breakout pass from Trouba to Bonino. Bonino with a nice pass to Cooley. Cooley gets a breakaway, and he scores 4-3. The Selly was great, too. And that makes it 4-3. Lindy and Fox pair were having trouble. San Jose almost answered. Carpenter and LeBanc got 2 good chances. Gustafsson makes a nice deep play with San Jose entering the zone. The second line generating some chances at the end of the period, but unfortunately couldn't score. But I thought they were faster that period in terms of the offense. I thought the offense was really just clicking. They had 10 high danger chances at 5v5. I think it was. No, they lowered it actually to 7. When I checked, it was 10. Interesting. But I still thought they were good. They had 9 total. I thought they were good offensively. Defensively, again, though, a lot to be desired. Third period rolls along. San Jose, coming out of the gate, had way too much pressure. The Rangers got an odd man rush the other way. Trocheck fires wide on it. But the Rangers would make it 5-3 as the Rangers' second line kept it going. And Miller and Brzezinski, great job keeping the puck in. Trocheck gets the rebound off. The shot does not go through. And then Panarin, he ends up netting the hat trick 5-3. San Jose, though, pressure from them after. Quick has to keep making saves. Too many board battle losses. Lafreniere gets a shot gloved. Schneider, great outlet to Kreider for a breakaway. He hits the post. Then the Lindgren and Fox pair again. That was like the 5th time at least that I penciled them in for a terrible shift for how much pressure was being allowed and how many good chances were being allowed. Wasn't good. Then you had a mountain of goals here within the span of a few minutes. Lafreniere with some great skating to get the puck to the other end after the Rangers were facing a lot of pressure. Panarin, a great play to keep it in, and a great feed to Miller, who buries it 6-3. You thought the Rangers had the game on lock, and you thought we weren't going to get cardiac Rangers. Boy, were you ever wrong, as they would make it 6-4 very shortly after. Duclair walks Ryan Lindgren. passes it to Granlund, fires it on goal. Zetterlund on the rebound gets the goal. No back checking from the forwards at all there. None. And again, the neutral zone play. Way too wide open. Way too wide open. Then it would be 6-5 after. Hurdle gives it to Addison, to Barabanov, and it goes in. Miller and Trouba, way out of position. I think Lafreniere was out there on the shift, standing in the middle of the ice. Somebody's got to get the net front guy. Somebody's got to get the net front guy. 6-5. Zetterlund gets a very good look after. He fires high on that. And the Rangers, though, would end up holding on the win. I'm glad Laviolette called that timeout after the pressure from San Jose and after they scored that 5th goal. But, yeah, again, just a horrendous effort defensively. Just horrendous. And okay, if you're upset about me complaining about the defense, okay. Oh, well. Sorry. I again, it's the truth. If you can't accept that they were bad defensively tonight, don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. But yeah, like I said, the problem with the defense mainly was the fact that the neutral zone play was wide open. Uncharacteristic. I cannot stop coughing. Very uncharacteristic from what we saw early in the season from this team. And I'm curious to see if they're going to rebound and work on it, because I don't know why these lapses keep happening and why the neutral zone play, after the way they started off the season with that neutral zone play, why it's gotten spotty. Don't know why it's gotten spotty. So yeah. Just not good enough. Just not good enough in their own end. They allowed 17 high danger chances at 5v5, 19 total. If you want to hang your hat on anything, for as bad the defensive play was, again, the offensive play was fantastic. The expected goals, the Rangers won the game. It tells you the better team won the game. But when you watch the way this team played defensively, my eyes were bleeding and I wanted to vomit. If you want to highlight good, though, Panarin. When do we start chanting MVP for the guy like I tweeted out? When do we start chanting MVP for the guy? Because he is playing like the league MVP. When the Rangers seem like, when they had guys chip in offensively this game, but early in the season when guys were not chipping in offensively as much, Panarin was the one there. He is still producing at a ridiculous rate. He needs to be a Hart Trophy favorite. Needs to be. I understand Quinn Hughes is doing his thing in Vancouver. I understand McCarr's doing his thing in Colorado, which is crazy that we're talking about 2 defensemen there. I understand that Nylander had a point streak, or whoever else may be doing good. Pettersson, whoever else. Panarin, by definition, has been the MVP for this team, outside of the man behind the bench, Laviolette. But, yeah. Artemi Panarin, very good. Johnny Brzezinski, very good. Very happy with Johnny Brzezinski's game. In terms of a defensive pair, like I said, Schneider and Gustafsson, at least they played good defensively when all else wasn't going well defensively for them tonight. Those two really look good defensively. Not great, but they looked respectable, I should say. I'll rephrase that. But Schneider was the best defenseman tonight, and I saw someone tweet that they want him gone. Fair. I mean, I've been a Schneider hater all year, if you will. Not really a hater, more just criticism, because I want him to thrive. I'm not hating on the guy. He's a good guy. I want him to just succeed out there, and I know he's capable of more than what he's giving. He was actually the best defenseman tonight for the Rangers. He was the best defenseman when all else went wrong. Yeah, I mean, outside of that, he had good offensive play from a lot of guys, but let's hope they could clean up the D zone play a bit. Let's hope. I'm curious to see what Laviolette thinks about it. I'm very curious because I cannot imagine he was happy with that. But I'm definitely I'm a little concerned mostly about why am I blanking on Ryan Lindgren? Like he has not been great lately. Not been great. So 18-4-1. 18-4-1. They're winning games. This is not me saying that they are a horrendous team. It's not me saying that they are a terrible team. It's not me saying they're pretenders. I still believe they're contenders. But for tonight, if you think the D zone play was acceptable, hats off to you. Hats off to you for being positive. Hats off to you for being content with it, because I don't know how anyone could think the D zone play tonight was acceptable. I don't know how anyone could think that. So you hope they rebound. You hope they rebound with that. But you play Ottawa next. That's a team that you got to beat because they are another team that is not good. Then they play Washington, LA for the next 3. So, and another back-to-back. Ugh. They had so much fortune not having back-to-backs early. I don't even think they had a back-to-back for like a very long time. When was their first back-to-back? It was the Philly-Boston back-to-back. Now it's like, yeah, here's a back-to-back pretty much every single week. Great scheduling right here. They have a back-to-back this weekend. They have a back-to-back next Friday and Saturday, and then a Friday, Saturday after that, Friday, Saturday after that. Genius scheduling. Genius scheduling. I love the NHL. So, yeah. I digress. I know people are probably, again, not going to be happy with me, pissed off about the zone play. Oh, well, that's really all I can say. I don't know what more I could really say because wasn't good. Um, Before I jump to the comments, though, the chat, leave a like if you have not already. If you do, if you are enjoying, I would appreciate that a ton. And yeah, James, I've been someone saying that I'd like this team to add a defenseman come the deadline. I don't care that we won this game. The defensive play for tonight and for the last 8 games has been unacceptable. 17 high danger chances against tonight is not good enough, and this isn't sustainable. Yeah. Yeah, it's not sustainable. It's not at all, especially if they play a team that's better in their own end. Yeah, Quick had a brutal game, but I'm not too worried about Quick because of how he's been all year and because of how Benoit Allaire is. So I'm not that worried. Let's see. Maybe we should have been in on Zadorov. I don't know how much of an upgrade he is for the Rangers. I don't know if he really would move the needle. I think the Rangers need like a true shutdown guy. They need a true shutdown guy. That guy's normally Ryan Lindgren, but he hasn't been at his best. So can he rebound? Yeah, hopefully he does. But they need that to happen because he's had a very rough stretch of games lately. Ugly 2 points. We'll take it. Exactly. Um, Duclair looks like he's trying to get the Rangers' attention. Maybe. Yeah, Truba did not have a good night. That's a guy that's been very good all year too, and he did not have a good night. It pisses me off how much it pisses me off how when this team takes a multi-goal lead, they decide to take their foot off the gas. This has been happening all year. This team needs multiple sessions in the video room. Um, yeah, I mean, I would say it's been more so the problem since that stretch of games that we've been talking about, but I would not say that it's been a problem all season. Like early on, they were really doing a good job of sticking to their structure. I don't know why I don't know why that's changed. Yeah, I'd agree, Steven. I think Wheeler might end up being the odd man out when the lineup gets healthy. And yes, exactly. I'm upset with the poor defense, not the win. Um, yeah, the entire game was shaky. If you think this defensive play is sustainable, then jeez. I mean, it's really not sustainable though. It's not sustainable at all. This type of defensive play. And like I said, if they played a better defensive team, this game could have gone. The 2 points could have gone to the other team if they played a team that was competent in their own end. I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. If they played, I don't know, like I'm trying to. I don't know why I can't think of a team that plays like nails defensively. Usually Boston when they're playing normally, but the Rangers killed them. So, but I don't know if that was Boston having an off day or if that was the Rangers offense just being that good, or maybe it's both. But I don't know. If a team plays a little bit better defensively, the Rangers probably don't get the 2 points tonight. Again, I'm not mad that they lost, or that lost. I'm not mad that they won, but I'm concerned. Yeah, exactly my point, Luke. Exactly my point. That they would have lost tonight if they played a team that was better defensively. And yeah, that's something that you could give the Rangers credit for. Like I said, is that they didn't they didn't break when San Jose was playing bad defensively. They took advantage of it and they exposed their bad defense. Completely agree. That's a positive, a big positive. And again, the offense, like this is what I said. I've been saying it since October. Saying it since October. Offense, defense, gel together, please. We saw the defense, we didn't see the offense. Now we're seeing the offense, we're not seeing the defense. Please gel together. Yep, the little things do matter. Nice hat. Thank you. I appreciate that. This hat is freaking nice. I love this hat. I need to get the sign that goes with this hat that by the way, I'm going to give a shout out. to at athletes logo. I think that's his Twitter handle. Is it? I gotta look this up. I gotta give credit because this hat, this hat, $15 for this hat, by the way, because he was having a sale. Unbelievable. Yeah, at athlete logos. Got it wrong. At athlete logos. I'm gonna put his Twitter actually in the chat. Please go give him a follow on Twitter. Go check out the merchandise that he's selling there. He sells neon signs. He sells mostly famous for his Mets work, but makes neon signs, makes hats like this. A lot of good shirts too. His logo's actually right there on the side. But yeah, I saw that he was having a sale for $15 for this hat. Had to get it. And then there's, like I said, the neon sign that matches this hat, which would look pretty nice somewhere back there, right? I don't know how I'm gonna fit it, but might have to take one of the flags down. I don't think I'd be ashamed taking down the 2023 playoff flag and putting it somewhere off the camera because yeah, I have better memories than that 2023 postseason. Johnny Broadway is the truth. He has shown more in 3 games than Kako and Wheeler combined. He needs to stay in the lineup. True. Johnny frickin' Broadway. Johnny frickin' Broadway is right, Logan. We're here to analyze the team, not just celebrate wins. Correct. Correct. That's the point. That's what I do. That's what I do. I'm going to point out the good and bad in games. Yeah, the defense has not been good the past few games. No, you could celebrate the win. Nobody's saying you can't. Like, if you're celebrating the win, fine. But I'm just saying that you could be critical of how it was. It could be both ways. There could be people that are pissed off, and you can't blame them. It's just how we fans are. Some are just okay. If you win the game, you win the game, and you're all happy. Some people want to see better, and then some people are somewhere in the middle. That's just how it is. You're allowed to celebrate. No one's saying you can't. I'm just saying that if you think the defensive play was good tonight, I don't know if I'd agree with that. Um, let's say. I hope that Laviolette fixes up the defense a bit. Our defense or D2D passes haven't been very crisp. Yeah, that's been one of my biggest gripes all year is like their breakout attempts because the D2D pass never ends up happening in general. And then somebody just ends up getting it, or they're trying to make a D2D pass behind the boards. The forechecker ends up intercepting it, and then it creates havoc. The other forwards come checking in, and it's just a problem, and it allows way too much pressure. All right, I'm sorry. Just a comment. I can't. I can't deal with it. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm not dealing with arguments in my chat. I'm not dealing with it. Sorry. People are allowed to be critical. People are allowed to be happy, but good game. I'm just gonna use we are on a second half of back to back as to why the defense wasn't good. I'd agree, Justin, if they were better against Nashville. That's the only thing that concerns me. Uh, they'll have time to practice. They have a 3-day break coming up. That will be their chance to fix things defensively. Yeah, that was another thing too. The ref missing a cross check. Forgot to point that one out. Yeah, Laviolette's been getting the most out of Panarin. You're right. Laviolette's just a good coach. So, to point something out with this comment, Joe Shane Train. I saw a tweet before I went live that I wanted to bring to everyone's attention. Um, for the people that are like, I don't want to make people think think a certain way, but all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna read the tweet from at Kurt1124 saying need the upgrade in spots. We started 14-5-1 in 2016-2017, didn't finish well. This team is much better, but marathon and winning in May is very difficult. Having fun right now. Think that's a very fair way to describe this, that yeah, they have a great record. It is fun. This team can be good, but they could also use improvements. It's true. If there was a perfect team in the NHL, they'd be undefeated or they'd be winning the Stanley Cup every year. If the Rangers were perfect, they'd be undefeated right now. Again, though, I don't want to make it sound like they're not a good team by saying they're not perfect. It's just the nature of all 32 teams. All 32 teams have their flaws. All 32 teams have their flaws. There's a reason that there's a trade deadline every year where teams make upgrades. There's a reason there's a free agent pool for teams to address their needs. It's just the nature of the sport. Yeah, I agree that Trocheck, Lafreniere, Panarin, and Mika had good games. I'm glad Lafreniere got a point because I want him to keep getting the points. Keep making up the points that you should have got early on in the year, but you got robbed because for whatever reason the scoring didn't allow you to get an assist against Buffalo, even though you clearly got the assist for that Panarin goal. Let's say. Um, Nick, what's going on? At least he didn't kick our asses too much. Yeah, I mean, it was still a very close game, and I'm a little. I told you yesterday, Nick, that it was not going to be an easy win. I was a little nervous for this game. Got to clean stuff up. Happy they got the W. I agree, Brody. Um, when's the prospect stream coming? Good question. I need to contact. I need to hit up Statboy Steven. What was the schedule looking like? I already blanked. They're off tomorrow. That's probably not a good day for a podcast. Usually Mondays aren't the way to go for that. Tuesday, they're off on Friday, right? Maybe a Friday night podcast is the way. Maybe a nice Friday night podcast. Get Steven on to give us a prospect update. Because we haven't done a podcast in a very long time, honestly. When was the last podcast? November 10th. Wow, that it feels like does not feel like it's been that long. All right, well, November 10th was the last one. We'll try and get a podcast episode going on Friday. I'll have to contact the crew there on that. Saw a Bruins fan call the Rangers pretenders. All right, well, the Bruins lost to those pretenders then. Interesting. Vince asked Panarin about scoring two of his three goals right around the net tonight. He said, I go to the net twice in my life, and then both times it worked. Maybe I have to start listening to coaches. Oh my God, Panarin. There's a lot going on. Uh, you did say that yesterday. Do you have your eye on any players at the deadline, or is it too early to determine? Yeah, we touch on this like once a post game at least. So yeah, there's definitely been uh been a lot of names that we've been talking about. The main guys that I think every Ranger fan wants are either Elias Lindholm, Andrew Mangiapane on your team, Anthony Duclair, um, Vladimir Tarasenko coming back. Vetrano's the dream to come back, along with Zuccarello, one of those two returning. And who are some other names that we've talked about? Like Eberle's been mentioned, Gord. We've talked about a lot of guys. For me personally, I want Mangiapane. I think that would be the perfect fit. Perfect fit. How do you feel about the leading scores of the two top teams in the NCAA East being Rangers prospects? Not bad. Not bad at all. And Gabe Perreault, I owe that man a big apology. I owe him a big apology. Boston broke a regular season record and still made changes at the deadline. I get they choked in the playoffs, but you get my point. Exactly. Yes. That's just the nature of it. Their rush defense is the biggest issue. Valley talked about it the other day. Teams that win the cup are near top of the league in rush defense. The Lightning that lost to Columbus was ranked 22nd. That doesn't make me feel great, Joe. That doesn't make me feel the best. But I'm glad you made this comment because it is pretty eye opening. Did he mention where the Rangers are ranked in that, Joe? Yeah, Boston, best record last year, knocked out in round one. I cannot believe we haven't done a podcast episode in that long. That's crazy. Where is the time gone? I'm not even gonna talk about that. Yeah, yeah, you're right though. You're right about that. Maybe that's also why I'm a bit more sour tonight because the Eagles, man, man. Duclair's only in a 3 million cap hit, and my Sharks could consume some of his salary as well. We're open for business. Yeah, I think that it could work. Rangers make a reunion happen there with Duclair when they ended up letting go of him in that trade, and it comes full circle. I think it would be pretty cool. I said yesterday that I'm not as big on Duclair as most are. Then I watched him tonight, and it made me change my mind just a bit. But I still prefer personally. Personally, I still prefer Mangiapane. Sprong too would be nice. You make a good point, Matt. I mean, if we're gonna talk about a dream target, then yeah, if Tampa falls, the Steven Stamkos thing coming full circle after they were a freaking handshake away from a trade happening. Kills me to this day. 27th in rush defense for the Rangers this year. Yikes. Yikes. I mean, I don't know how to feel about that one. I don't know how to feel at all. That makes me feel a little upset. I'm a little worried after that one. That's scary. It's very scary. Looking right now at the Rangers' past few games to see their high danger chances against, because it got me all curious. I wish I could filter it to just 5v5. Is this filter at 5v5? I think it is actually. Yes, 17, 13, 11, 13, 11, 6, 8, 11, 13, 11, 6, 6, 13, 8, 8, 5. Like, yeah, early on in the year, some of the defensive play was just was nails. They allowed 2 against the Kraken, 4 against the Yotes, 5 against Buffalo. Yeah, we'll see. See what happens. Does Brozinski's resurgence at VC looking like an everyday player mean Kako is gone even when he comes back? I I don't know. I don't know at all because Kako had I said it recently that even if he's ready to play by like February or March, keep him on LTIR and just add guys at the deadline. If he's ready earlier, I'd trade him at the deadline. Sorry, I'm saying it. I'm saying it. I'm not on the waiting train anymore. I'm sorry, but I think to open up some cap there, I would do it. Since November 12th, they ranked 32nd on clear sight in expected goals off the rush, as well as ranking 32nd in overall expected goals on high danger chances against. Where did you see that? Where's that stat from? I need to know where some of these stats are from. But that's crazy bad. Yeah, Stamkos should have been a Ranger back then. They could make Stamkos work if they cut his salary down. Um, the Athletic, okay. Yeah, that if they retain it down to 25% of his cap hit, they can make it work because I think that would be was he making 8.5, right? 8.5, right? 25% of 8.5. Isn't it like 2 point something? Um 2 point something? Yeah, 2 point a little over 2 schmil. So you move Kako out too. That's your cap space right there. But I don't know if Stamkos is going to happen. I still can't envision Tampa slipping that much and missing the playoffs. They always do it. They always do it. Like no matter when you think Tampa's done, they're never truly done. Seems like they just don't go away. .5 years. This is who Kako is. If he was contributing in other ways, you could overlook the low offensive production, but he doesn't. I mean, his defensive metrics are good, but yeah, he like. Are we gonna hang our hat on his defensive metrics? He's got to at least be respectable offensively. At least respectable. First in the league now, tied with Boston for 37 points. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Goudreau's another guy that could be a cap casualty at the deadline, potentially. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but you never know. You never know if it's possible. We don't know what teams are on his no trade list, but And we don't know if there's going to be a team that maybe would take him, but we'll see. We'll see when the time comes. Oh, yeah, I forgot. He brings intangibles. Brings intangibles when in the dire minutes of the game just now, when the team was not playing great defensively, our best defensive forward or our elite shutdown forward, Barkley Goudreau, not even out there on the ice. Speaks volumes to what the coaching even thinks. And I think either way, this is the worst year Barkley Goudreau's played as a Ranger easily. Like, this is easily the lowest we're seeing from Barkley Goudreau. It's bad. Like, it's bad. Cough, cough, Gerard Gallant. Barkley Goudreau, Sharks legend. Take him back. Oh, take him back. Wonder if Buffalo fires Granado. I've I'm surprised that they haven't. I'm surprised that they haven't. I feel like that's a team that could use a more of a disciplinarian. Like, I think Buffalo needs, if they want to start being taken more as a serious team, they need to start playing hockey more seriously. Like, they don't play a well structured game at all. They really need to. I personally think that they need to make a coaching change. Like, I don't think that they're like, they don't excel at any aspects of their game, right? Like, I could be wrong, but they suck defensively. They're not good even offensively, I'm pretty sure. So again, like, I don't know. I think that they would benefit from a change and getting a disciplinarian. Yeah, I had the Sabres and Sens high up in the standings too. 16th in expected goals against. Is that on Money Puck? I'm gonna look at that right now. Let's see. Expected goals for percentage. They are 20th in the league, which I'm curious where that is compared to last year. Last year they were 22nd. I mean, they're at least going up in that category. Expected goals against per 60. Yeah, 16th. 16th. Tied with Vancouver. The thing that makes me feel a bit better about that is Vegas is in that same territory too. So that makes me feel a bit better. Yeah, I picked let's actually pull up my predictions right now. Let's see what I cooked, which was probably gonna be, it's probably gonna be funny to look at what I cooked beforehand. I had, for the Metro, I had the Canes, Rangers, Devils, Penguins, Caps, Islanders, Blue Jackets, Flyers. I mean, the Flyers are playing a bit better, but they're fake good. They're not fooling me. Same with Washington. They're a little fake good, but I still don't think they're horrendous. So that's fair. The Blue Jackets, though, being, I should have put them last. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. The Leafs in first. Funny me. Lightning in second. Sabres, or no, Sens in third. Sabres in fourth, making the playoffs too. Good on me. Panthers out of the playoffs and the Bruins out of the playoffs. Good on me. Detroit seventh. Good on me. Wow, I did garbage in the Atlantic. Central, I at least did somewhat respectable. Maybe. I mean, the Wild aren't that good, but I don't think a lot of people saw that coming. And then the Pacific, the Oilers alone ruined what I had going there. Ruined everything there. Cause, and stupid me thought Vegas was gonna have a Stanley Cup hangover coming out of the gate, but of course be dominant in the playoffs. Silly me. Silly me. Silly me buying into the Kraken too. My predictions did not go great. And then my award predictions. We won't talk about that, right? I don't think we have to talk about my award predictions. Outside of my guy, Braden Point, who, by the way, if the Lightning make the playoffs, I know Kucherov's having a good year, but my guy, Braden Point, I'm giving him consideration too. Just because of the fact that I'm biased a bit towards him, but I know Kucherov, again, having a great year. Probably would deserve the Hart more, but just give it to Braden Point, just so I could be right. But he's having a fantastic year yet again. Braden Point, don't care what anyone says. He's one of the most underrated players in the game. And if you think otherwise, something's crazy with you. I think that not enough people talk about him as one of the best players in the league. I truly feel that way. Yeah, Nico had the vision with the Canucks. I cannot believe that still, though. I can't believe it. What I also can't believe is that I've been going for almost an hour now. It feels like I have not been going for that long, but here we are after I rambled and ranted a bit and then calmed down a bit. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. Podcast episode hopefully coming on Friday. We have the post game, of course, coming for Tuesday's game as they play Ottawa. Let's hope that that's another W there. But for tonight, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a like on your way out. Let's get to 50 likes. I really would appreciate that if we could. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. Would appreciate that. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I love you all. Appreciate all of you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go Rangers.